And Elizabeth Stevens from Oceanside is with us this morning to talk a little bit more about elimination communication. Okay, you kind of have an idea how it works. The first question everybody wants to know, Elizabeth, why? Why do you do this?
It strengthens the bond between me and my children. We communicate, like if they're hungry, they cry and fuss to let you know that they're hungry. They do the same thing if they have to eliminate, so I just get her to the proper place to go, and it's about not having to sit in her wet pants.
Now this is Arwen and this is Avery. Tell us what the ages are here.
Arwen is 3 months and Avery is about 4 months.
So tell me, when did you start with Arwen to do this?
I started with Arwen when she was 6 weeks old.
And with Avery?
From birth.
From birth?
I caught her very first pee.
And she's a proud mama. She's a very proud mama. Now, how did you hear about this, and what made you want to try this? Because most people just throw the diaper on and keep going.
When I first heard about it, I didn't even believe it was possible because I have an 8-year-old son and I imagined it at that point. Mm-hmm. And I thought, well, it's worth a try. So I heard about it on the internet and I read all I could about it, and then I got a potty and I put my daughter on it, and she was about 6 weeks old, and I made the cue sound, which is going psst, and then she went, and I was just so amazed. And from that first time,
so when she hears that sound, does that register with her then that that's time to go?
It's a lot of times the actual position of being on the potty and the cue to go, but yes.
Okay, so you have another son Martin we're just talking about. Martin didn't go through this. Now that you have something to compare to, you have a child that didn't do elimination communication, and then you've got two that are doing it. How do you see a difference here? What's the difference?
The difference is when I set them on the toilet to go to the restroom, they know what I want from them, and also they can communicate with me. Like Arwen, she's wearing strictly panties now, and she can tell me beforehand when she needs to go to the restroom.
And she's not even 2 yet.
No.
And she's sitting there. If she had to go right now, what would she do?
She'd say potty. She could show me the sign for potty. Can you show me the sign for potty?
No.
No.
No. Okay. And she does interviews so nicely. No, in a word.
We use the ASL sign for potty, which is like this.
So your children have learned to sign their needs to you. They've learned to potty. And do you carry these around with you all the time?
Yeah. The pink is called a Baby Bjorn potty.
Okay.
I keep that one of those in the car, in the vehicle with me.
At all times,
and
yes.
Then the little red one, if you want to lift it up, is called a potty bowl. And I keep one of those in the car too. Sometimes it's easier just to hold the potty bowl in my lap for Avery.
So when you're driving and that sort of thing, she can communicate at that point if you need to pull over or something like that?
Yeah, usually if she gets super fussy and she's in her car seat, she'll start crying.
Okay, but you've done the diaper thing.
I have.
What's wrong with the diaper thing?
Well, they're sitting in their own waste. Would you want to sit in your own waste?
Yeah, not particularly, but but it's what we're so used to, and I think it's probably very hard for a lot of people to imagine doing this. Doesn't it put a lot upon you and the kids to get it right all the time?
No, that's a misconception. Yeah, misconception, because you can still use diapers as backup, and people still do. I still do. At home, sometimes if I'm having a rough day or there's other things going on, I'll use a diaper as a backup if I can't pay attention more closely. So you don't have to get rid of diapers completely, but it's about communicating and allowing them to communicate with you. You listen to them and take them to the proper place.
When they do have an accident, maybe you didn't read the signs or they to get to you in time. If they do have an accident, does it ever cause any sort of emotional distress for them because they feel like they didn't do what they were supposed to do?
No, that's exactly it. You just say, oh, we didn't get to the potty in time.
Okay.
We go to the potty, we clean it up. It's not a big deal.
It's not a big deal. I guess that's the whole point behind it. So at this point, you feel like very comfortable with this.
Oh, yes.
And would you, if somebody was going to say, convince me why I should do this, what would you say to them?
I would say, once you try it and you catch your first pee, you'll be hooked.
Yes, you'll be hooked. Okay, so they're obviously in a routine where even this little baby, she can't walk, she can't talk, and she is doing what she's supposed to.
Well, it's not that she's supposed to do it. She just lets me know that she's got to go to the restroom, and then I take her.
I know how Arwen does it. How does Avery do it? Because her motor skills aren't quite all there.
Well, babies will get fussy and they'll start squirming with the feeling of a full bladder, because when they aren't sure what's going on, they're new to the world. But when you get a feeling, if you ever have had to go to the bathroom and you have to hold it a long time, you know you're dancing and squirming, trying to hold it to get to the restroom. They do the same kind of thing. She squirms, and then I go, okay, that's a sign she needs to go to the restroom, I put her on the potty and I cue her to go, and she goes.
Wow, it sounds really easy, but I'm assuming there was a learning curve there.
It's constantly a learning curve. I still learn with her.
Okay, I can buy that. All right, so the bottom line though for you, you don't feel any pressure, they don't feel any pressure. That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, none at all. There's no pressure to do anything right because there is no right way. It's just about opening up the lines of communication.
Well, I appreciate you coming in this morning. Elizabeth Stevens, Arwen, and Avery, thanks for coming in this morning. And by the way, very cute Charger outfit. Bye. Can you say bye?
Bye.
No? Bye. She was very talkative earlier, I promise. All right, thank you.